Welcome to the Spooky Nerd Club, everyone. I'm your host, Ray, and today I'm here with a new guest. Welcome, Tay, to the show.
Hi.
Let's just jump right into it.
Danny! Danny!
Stefano, let me go!
Danny! I have to talk to you!
So Torso was released on March 21st in 1975 in the US. I'm not sure what the official release date was in Italy, but in the US it was March 21st, 1975. The original title is, I don't know if it's I corpi presentano trace de violencia carnale.
Absolutely.
I think that's what it is. I don't know. I could be completely wrong. And this film was directed by Sergio Martino, a director that I love. And he did famous films like The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward, Your Vice is a Locked Room, and Only I Have the Key. These movies have such long titles sometimes. He did The Suspicious Death of a Minor, another film I love with Claudio Casanelli. And he also did The Case of a Bloody Iris, again, another film with Edwidge Fenech.
This is written by Sergio Martino and Ernesto Gastaldi, known for Libido, The Killer Among Us, Death Walks in High Heels, and plenty of other films, including the ones Ray just mentioned, that Sergio Martino directed.
I always like to mention who edited these films. So Torso was edited by Eugenio Alabiso. This guy also worked on many other projects with Sergio Martino and Ernesto Gastaldi as well. So the music in this film was scored by Guido De Angelis and Maurizio De Angelis, who both also did the score for A Blade in the Dark, a TV show turned film from Lamberto Bava.
Alrighty, this film is starring Susie Kendall, known for The Bird with the Crystal Plumage, 1970, and also Tina Uman, known for Two Orphan Vampires, 1997.
Two Orphan Vampires is such a random movie, but it's not even like has anything to do with the other Giallo films that these people have been in, but it's like the only one that I recognized from her, so that's why I added that one. This film also stars Conchita Erodi, that's my girl, in The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward from 1971. I love her in that film. It also stars Carla Bratt, that was in The Case of the Bloody Iris from 1972, and also Angela Govello from The Slasher is the Sex Maniac from 1972 as well.
Also starring John Richardson, known for Black Sunday, 1960, and Luke Miranda, The Nun and the Devil from 1973.
The film grossed over $730,000, and it was shot on beautiful 35mm film. The tagline for this film is, "Enter, if you dare, the bizarre world of the psychosexual mind." Such a crazy tagline.
I think the 70s, everything was just like, put as much sex, it's so shocking. Put as much as you can. Everyone's naked.
No.
Hey, what's the matter?
First, you've got to take your clothes off.
Whatever you say.
So before we start really diving into Torso, like, how familiar are you with Sergio Martino movies?
So I know you mentioned earlier some other movies that, you kind of wanted to get into from this director. I ended up watching one today while I was working. I was like, I want to be prepared. So I watched The Strange Vice of Mrs. Ward.
Oh, that's my favorite. I love that
you
one.
were like, you were really ranting about it. I was like, okay, I clearly need to see this.
When I first watched it, which was honestly last year, I gotta be completely honest, I immediately was so hype about it that I watched it again the next day, and the next day, and the next day.
Oh my God, yeah, I get you.
Like I said, I like Conchita Erodi.
Conchita.
I just like her swag in it, like her dominance and like their whole like knowing what they want in the film and not being afraid to like say it. I think that's what attracted me to the film the most. So, I don't know. Something about The Strange Vice I always thought was dope.
Listen, Ducky, you have too many problems. You bitch, you always gotta be so tough. I feel for you, hon, but that's the way the world goes.
As I went down and like explored more with Sergio Martino, I'm finding like creature features, westerns, all type of shit that he's done that I'm like, this guy's a legit director. But, he's, I guess, most known for In America from the Giallos. He has to be top 3 Giallo for sure.
Oh, for sure. And for what he did for the genre, like, and like they're like some things I was like reading about, like they also like how he influenced like modern like slasher films that came out later in the 70s, and like Giallo, like all of them kind of influenced everything that we love in our modern movies as well. Yeah, I think I definitely would put him up there with top.
For
Giallo,
sure.
for sure.
Stefano! Danny! But I don't see anyone.
I'm sure I saw someone a moment ago.
All right, so what are your thoughts on Torso then?
I absolutely love that film.
Nice.
First of all, I think it has one of the most intelligent and resourceful final girls that we've like seen.
Yeah.
She's like, just all of her scenes towards the end were so fascinating. The things that she chose to do, and like when she was kind of fighting back. It's such a fun film.
I love it too. I'm kind of mad we didn't get to see like the other girls. They got killed off screen. So I wanted to see them fight more besides like him being there, opening the door. We see the screen zoom on one of the girls, and then it like cuts to the next morning.
Yeah, that's so standard for Giallo films as well, like where they kind of just show like the shadow of like what's happening, or like a close-up of like the victim or whatever, and it leaves kind of like the mass killer kind of like in the shadows, which I've always thought was really fun and cool.
From the beginning of the film, do you think it's kind of messed up that John, who was basically Flo's boyfriend, this is the scene where they're basically in the car making out, and when they see the killer, John just books it.
He's like, bye.
He books it full speed to try to get the killer, and he just left like Flo in the car alone.
Yeah, he was like, sorry, I can find another woman.
Yeah.
I'm not fighting for you. He was not a fighter.
And it's funny because the next day you see that he died literally on top of the hill where the car was. So he didn't get very far.
He didn't get very far. Not a hero. Yeah, that was definitely messed up.
So, like I said, I'm a huge fan of Conchita Arodi, who plays Carol Peterson in Torso. I feel like she was dating Daniela's dad, right? Because when she was in the car with him, she was crying and all this stuff, and he was like, I can't do this anymore. And then like she was all torn up about it. And then, you know, she just decides to be like, all right, well, I guess I'm gonna go to this this hippie gangbang. It might help me get over it.
Like, what is happening? Listen, everyone has their thing, but
she was just like, I need something to do to get over this. I'm gonna go just smoke pot and hang out with these people in a barn in the middle of nowhere.
That'll clearly fix whatever heartbreak I'm feeling for my friend's dad. Like,
right?
She had some issues, unfortunately.
Yeah, I think her death scene was really cool.
Yeah,
she's like an active producer to this day.
Oh, really?
Producing like a lot of shit. Yeah, I think she worked on actually the latest Dario Argento movie too, that just came out like on Shudder a couple years ago or something.
Are you making a few sales under the counter today?
I'm prepared to do a bit of buying, too.
That's right. Junk and cast-off. They're not in my line.
So you remember the doctor in this? How we were introduced to him? Basically, like when Susie Kendall, which is the character Jane, she falls down the steps and she twists her ankle. They call to go get a doctor, and he comes. Yeah. Why the hell was he in so many random scenes acting like a stalker? Just like...
That's like so standard for Giallo. Like they're always trying to like give you like a red herring. Like it could be him. It could be him. Like everyone, you have to watch out for everyone. So I totally agree. He was everywhere all of a sudden.
It was very awkward. Like he literally sat down next to them in a private train section where it was just the girls, and he just sat there. Didn't even try to engage with any of them. He was just there.
And they were like, "This is fine." No, you're right. Nothing to see here. It's like, they do that all the time. They're always throwing some kind of red herring at you to see like. Yeah.
The ending, I thought it was hilarious that like, what's his name? Franz, which was the instructor, right?
Yeah.
Everybody looks alike.
Right? And like the fact that it's like, it's hard to kind of keep track of everyone.
I believe he's the instructor of the school. I might be wrong though, so don't kill me, people.
Don't look at me like that. I had to do it. I had to, Jane. I Had to.
So it was funny that Franz and Roberto just decided to square up and just start fighting.
Well, he like Roberto like finds Jane and like he decides to be like become the hero, which is like out of nowhere.
Right? All of a sudden he's getting all these suspicions, and now we're actually seeing personality out of him when he literally has just been staring off in the distance throughout the whole movie.
It was the most, it was so random.
Here's the thing, from Franz's like flashback to when he was a kid, his brother, and then when he reaches for the doll, it just falls off. You just see the doll with the straight arms. I just thought of Mac and Me. I don't know if you ever seen that.
No, I have no clue.
Oh, it's such a crazy trip. The time when he was 12 years old, and that girl basically promised, I guess, to show him whatever was under her dress because she lied about it, changed his whole persona into like, oh y'all, I'm just killing everyone.
Listen, he was like, that threesome y'all tried to,
right?
Like, now everyone has to die.
This is the thing, what was he doing there? That was the opening scene.
Yeah, I guess he was the one taking photos, and then he does like the little with the doll. I don't know what the purpose of it was. It was a threesome. I mean, you know, casual. We've all had threesome. No, I'm just kidding.
Casual Giallo shit.
Just literally. It's always something crazy happening in these.
You know, I love this movie a lot, and I love all the girls. I really think like all of them killed it, but I hate the killer's motive so much.
It is, it's not the best. I definitely agree.
When I think about it, it's Ernesto Gastaldi that wrote this, and he wrote literally so many Giallo films and so many bangers that it's like, at this point, I feel like probably he was just throwing one out there for a motive that was like, look, I'm running out of ideas here.
Bitches! Bitches! They'll do anything to get what they want. Yes. Like Flo and Carol. They played their filthy little games with me. They seduced me.
So do you think Torso is a top 5 Giallo film?
I would probably say no. It's within the top 10, I would say. I'd say it's up there.
That's good.
It's very fun, and like it has one of my favorite scenes where like the key part, I just think that's so genius.
Oh yeah, with Susie.
Yes, and like when the killer like puts the key back on, like, so come on out here. Like that to me is so scary, and like that has a great suspense moment. But no, I probably wouldn't put it top 5.
I kind of agree with you. I don't think I would put it in my top 5. And I've seen so many of these films, it might make my top 15.
Really? Yeah.
Because there's a lot that I love because of the music. Dario got so many films that can easily be in the top 10.
Yeah.
That would outshine all of this. And Sergio even got other movies that can outshine this. You know? So it's not saying that he's bad or anything like that. It's just, I've seen a lot of them, and I like a lot of ones from the 60s as well, even some from the 50s. So it's kind of hard to put it in my top 5. I probably would put Torso number 9 or number 10.
Yeah, it would definitely be top 10 somewhere. I don't think it would be a top 5 for me.
So you want to go over some fun facts?
Sure, yeah.
All right, let's jump into that. So, fact number 1, during production, none of the cast was told who the killer was, and because of the high amount of red herrings in this film, God knows there's a lot of them, many of the actresses were convinced it was someone else doing all the murders.
Fun fact number 2, director Eli Roth has said this film is his favorite Giallo and had an influence on Grindhouse in 2007 and Hostel Part 2.
Fact number 3, an alternate ending was shot with the killer actually surviving in the end. I don't know how that would have turned out, but...
I mean, release tapes.
Yeah.
Fun fact number 4, 9 total victims were slashed in this film.
All right, fact number 5, during the scene where Susie tries to signal for help using a compact mirror, the camera crew is clearly reflected in the mirror as she jiggles it around.
That's awesome. And last fun fact, the UK cinema version released in 1975 was cut by BBFC after a submitted runtime of 89 minutes and 30 seconds. When released on video in 1993, it was cut by 50 seconds after a submitted runtime of 85 minutes and 21 seconds. All cuts were waived in 2007 when Torso was released on DVD.
That pretty much wraps up this video. If you could please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you can stay up to date with all of our latest videos. And yeah, appreciate you jumping on.
Thank you so much.
Let us know what you think about Torso. So yeah, that's a wrap. Thank you again for joining me.